seeing is that there's a move also towards conscious consumption, and people are buying stuff in a more thoughtful way. Is that something you are seeing?
See, I manufacture, make, design silver, and that has a longevity which is, as I keep telling my customers, is silver's for life, and it's a great investment. So yes, conscious buying for sure, because we've been through 2 very difficult years. Retail in a lot of ways is completely bipolar. You never know how much you're going to do. Like last Diwali, I live in Delhi, people were having Diwali parties, like it was like a wedding, it was insane. But having said that, in terms of retail, I thought this year was going to be my boom year. I would do triple the amount that I've been doing year to year. But no, it wasn't, to be honest. And I thought there was something drastically wrong with what I was doing. But I spoke to so many retailers, and they all had the same thing to say. So as far as, conscious buying is concerned, I think people are looking into, especially with my business again, of course it's about investment. So you're consciously spending X amount of money for the longevity of,
so modern heirlooms,
silver, modern heirlooms, that's the word.
Last time we spoke, we were talking about how serveware is something that is, a huge sort of subcategory, and even sort of tablescaping is, suddenly taking off because people are spending so much time at home. Is that something that you are seeing?
I think after the pandemic, what really happened is everyone's, again, much has been spoken today, looking inwards in every possible manner. And the home has definitely become a very important part. In Delhi, there's so much entertaining, because people have large homes, etc. But I just feel that the table, particularly sit-down dinners, the young couples today, young people are coming to buy thali sets because they want to have that sit-down dinner. Everyone's very mindful about how they set their table and to make it look beautiful in every possible manner. So yes, you're right. I think the serveware, but decor in general is very important, which again goes into the interior space. But gifting, we Indians are a very, very generous lot. The wedding business itself, a few years ago the number was about 49 billion, I think, must be more now. Imagine that, how much, even if it's a very small percentage, where apart from the jewelry and the watches and the clothes and etc., the gifting part, even if it's a tiny number of the percentage-wise, how large that is. It's huge. So in my business, the gifting portion of the segment of what I subcategory is very, very large and very, very important.
And are you seeing certain trends there? Are people buying certain types of things more than they would buy, say, a larger piece, or are they buying a smaller piece, or what are people looking for?
Delhi, everything is more. There is nothing called less. So I'm very fortunate. And yes, there's also a lot of generosity.
And Kalyani, you are someone who has traveled to a lot of design fairs, to a lot of art fairs. And you've been a part of such interesting conversations. Can you tell us something about what people are talking about when it comes to art? You talked about mixed media and that sort of thing. What are people looking for?
Again, because I've been selling art for the last 25 years, montage arts, which my mother and I started. We don't have a physical gallery, but I do a lot of private selling from private collections, etc. The masters, the contemporary masters will always be important, But again, interestingly enough, now the art fair is coming up next month. So many people looking for interesting international art, like Korean art. It was, Chinese art was very, very important, and it still is. But, it's interesting to see that someone coming and actually asking for these a Korean art, particularly a Korean artist, for example. So I think trends are kind of the taste is changing. It's becoming more international because of the exposure, because of social media. There's so much information out there where there was, it's kind of knowledge based now, which is really very, very interesting to see.
And I wanted to do a little bit of future gazing. Do you think you can help us understand where both the gifting industry is going? Do you see people buying more? Do you see them buying more of a certain type of thing? And where do you think the interior space is heading, say, in the next 5 years?
Again, I make one collection a year because I kind of follow this whole fashion cycle and seasonal buying, etc. So Diwali is, of course, the biggest season for all of us Indians. We splurge on the home, we have certain obligations to give gifts, but R&D is something that I believe in, and I do that through the year because the clientele is so niche that whenever that person comes back, I want them to find something new. So, this is something that you have to constantly be at, which on a manufacturing basis is really, really difficult, and then of course design, manufacture, and I can't just churn out because it's all handmade. It's all made in my factory. It's a flat sheet of metal which is hammered into a bowl or a thali or a centerpiece or cutlery, whatever you see at Rezon. So it's fascinating actually. So it's also very a slow process. I almost feel like there's a big centerpiece is sold and I'm like, oh my God, it's going to take me a month to make another one.
But that is luxury, right? It's the attention to detail. It's really, that's something that's handcrafted that people are looking for.
I'm going to put certain things on a waiting list as well now.
Okay.